in various and sundry ways with the communities that we live in. I have in fact with me a paper cutting up here that I was just sharing. Came out only a few weeks ago, where two of our St. Edwardians were awarded the highest peacetime medals. General Litter, Wing Commander Gupta, students of St. Edward's that have risen in those ranks and made the country proud. Each facet of function at this unit has helped us grow. I think back of the times here, and I used to wonder at the time, why would the physical training instructor want to put me at the absolute top of a pyramid? Maybe that's what's helped me ensure that I don't have fear of heights, because I do a lot of traveling in the state of Himachal Pradesh over some very dangerous roads where we take multi-specialty surgical camps to deal with poor people. I remember Brother Walsh calling me into the assembly hall there. I don't know if it's still there now. And he put me up on the little stage there, and he started to train me into elocution and debates until he got it down to absolute perfection, because those years we used to go into competition with St. Columbus, Delhi. We walked away with prizes. He put me into the dramatic section. That was a lot of fun. I remember the very first time that I was given a role to play during that concert. And we had, like you have right now, a number of very nice looking lady teachers. And you know, the lady teachers during our years, as my colleagues here will remember, they taught the junior classes only. But those of us that were getting on into the senior classes would always look at them and think, my word, she's pretty. From Goa. And she used to wait in auditorium, whether it was watching, some of you might remember, Peter Hugh knock out a Colombian. Whatever those experiences are, and I'm sure it's the same today, they help us grow both into manhood and professionalism. But most of all, I firmly believe that St. Edward's School has, from its inception, the founders whom we remember today, has taught us to be responsible citizens of our great country. And so as we grow, specifically students plus my colleagues, as we continue to face the challenges of every day, may we learn also to face and meet the responsibilities that lie ahead. I'm going to close with one small story. I just graduated out of school here, and there was a period of time when, before college started and pre-U and pre-med would take place, and 2 weeks down the holidays I got called in by my father, a doctor, surgeon. And Dad was ex-army and he was a strict disciplinarian. So I went in and stood very quietly in front of his desk, said, sit down. And he called in the nursing supervisor at the hospital. And he said, take this guy and teach him how to work in every department of the hospital, post-high school. And this dear lady did. In fact, she was so dedicated that she would not let me give an intravenous injection to a patient until I could get her veins clearly. Time went on, and Some weeks later, I got called in again. Been going through all of the departments, and the operation theatre supervisor was called. And Dad gave an instruction. Said, take this guy in, teach him how to scrub, and let me see if he can put his hands in blood. And I was taught how to scrub with Dad post St. Edward's. And we got along so well that eventually, even when college started, Dad would post his elective surgeries for days where he and I could work together. And one day, there was a lady who was extremely ill and who during the course of abdominal surgery bled a lot. It was the end of a long day. Dad used to start doing surgeries at 7 in the morning and often end up late at night. But this was the later part of the evening. And he said to me, son, I'm going to finish this case. I want you to stay with this lady, watch her blood pressure, keep an eye on her pulse, record it on the chart. When she is stable, shift her onto her bed, and you're on your own. Dad tore off his gloves and gown, and he left. And Mom, who was giving anesthesia, shortly did the same thing. Both of them had meetings uptown, one in the YW and one in the YM. And I'd been sitting at the head end of this patient, probably about 20 minutes, when the side door opened. And there was another Edwardian, a friend of mine, who's now in the Merchant Navy, captain. And he opened the door and he said, what are you doing? I said, I've got to look after this case. Come on, he says, I came here at 11 in the morning, you were in there. Came at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you were still there. It's now 6:30 in the evening. Come on, take a break, man. We've got to get out. Let's go uptown. And so I called the nurse, post high school. Felt very nice. And I said, listen, miss, watch the pulse, check the blood pressure, record it on here. And man, it felt good passing instructions. Post high school. And I peeled off my gown and up to town I went. We were walking the mall as all of us do. And suddenly in the distance, I saw Dad. And the first thing I was looking for, there's a lot of steps that go off the mall. And I was looking for a flight of steps to see if I could dart down. But Dad was a hunter, he was a shikari. He had very good eyesight. And I knew he'd seen me. So I thought, all right, let me just walk up to him now. And I walked up and very gingerly rubbing my hands, I said, hi Dad. Hi. Dad, how was the meeting? Fine. What do you say with these fathers that talk in monosyllables? And eventually, I had to sort of broach the topic. Dad, did you go to the hospital? Yeah. Dad, how's my patient? The words that he next said have never left me. Because he turned around, he said, son, your patient is dead. I stood there, I dissolved into tears. I wished the ground would open up and swallow me as he explained that I had left that lady on the operating theatre table. Within minutes of my leaving, the OT crew tried to move her out. The drip slipped out. She had bled a lot. The veins had collapsed. There was no doctor to look after her. And within 40 minutes, she died. Was with a patient or anything else, I met it full force. And I want to leave you with that thought this morning. As embryo professionals this morning, you are progressing into the professionalisms where responsibility will count. For those of us that are already there, we deal with it from day to day. And my prayer is that as this institution grows from strength to strength, it will continue to provide citizens that lead this country with a major sense of responsibility in hearts and minds. Congratulations, Father Bosco, on the celebrations that you have undertaken this day. Please know that as alumni, our good wishes, our thoughts, and our prayers are with you. May this institution progress as it has from that small beginning 83, 84 years ago, and may it continue to prove to be a source of inspiration to those that come through its walls. Thank you for the time that we have been able to spend with you, and God bless you.
And as we go down the memory lane to relish those privileged moments, here is a song presented by the full choir.